First, in Champagne, you have two different kinds of champagne, really. You have champagnes produced by growers, and you have champagne produced by houses of champagne. We call the houses of champagne Négociant, and the growers Récoltant. So the difference is that when you're a grower, you're working with your own vineyard and your own vineyard only. You're not buying any grapes from anybody else, and that's why that qualifies you as a grower. If you're a house of champagne, you own some vineyards, but you also buy a high percentage of grapes to growers. And that's why we're interdependent in Champagne, because growers own about 90% of the land, and houses own 10% of the land. However, houses sell 90% of the champagne and export most of the champagne. The main difference is that if you're a grower, you're working with less vineyards, so it's probably harder for you to produce a very consistent wine year after year because you have less vineyard to choose from. If you're a house of champagne, you have a lot of vineyards to choose from, so you really should be very consistent stylistically, especially for your non-vintage. So the Thienot USA company has two champagnes, Thienot and Canard-Duchene. They're both houses of champagne, they're both négociants. Thienot is a very small house of champagne. We produce only 300,000 bottles. Most houses are going to produce several millions. We own 50 hectares in Champagne, and we dedicate 30 for Thienot. Canard-Duchene, the other house that we have, is also a house of champagne. So we use the 20 remaining hectares for Canard-Duchene, and we buy quite a lot of grapes because we produce about 3 million bottles a year. When we buy grapes, it's contracts that we've had for, 10, 20 years. So it's really relationships that have been established by Alain Thienot for a very long time. So the quality of the grape supply is really amazing.